Hi, I'm Brent. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make bolt jaw tongs. I know y'all have already seen me make bolt jaw tongs before out of flat bar, but today we're going to make some bolt jaw tongs out of railroad spikes. So we'll be working with 5/8 square. Another thing I'm interested in y'all seeing is I've started making some new jaws that hold materials in both directions. So let's get going on this little project. Our first step is we're going to take a grinding wheel and we're going to cut the edges of this head off. You can knock these edges in without getting a cold shut, but it's really not worth the effort. That's what it'll look like when you get done. Now we'll take my belt grinder and knock that back just a little bit more, but that's basically what we start with. Now we'll knock what remains of that head in to a 5/8 square. Now I've put a mark 1 inch from the end and an additional mark 2 inches from the end. And I'm going to heat this back up, and I'm going to take this 1/2 inch bar and I'm going to drive it down into this 5/8. So I'll leave about a 5/16 thickness. Go back and catch the part in the middle. Put one more little heat on that, drive it down just a little more. That's what we're going for right now. Now that we've got that down to about a 5/16 thickness here, now we're going to use these fullering dies, and between the same marks, I'm going to bring that width down to 3/8 of an inch or so. Take your time on these small cross sections. That power hammer can mess them up quick. Now that it fits across my little makeshift dies, we're going to use a flatter right here and drop the height a little bit more and smooth it out. I've still got a little heat. You can also work on the width a little bit. Getting out of square a little bit, so I'm going to hit a corner. We're going to work that down to about a 3/8 height and about a 5/16 width. That's going to be the gooseneck on the jaw end of our tongs. This is looking very nice. The last thing we're going to do right now on this gooseneck is I'm going to heat it one more time and I'm going to break the corners of it. Breaking the corners a little bit. It's best not to do this when it's this hot. Very nice. Now we're going to start working on drawing out the range a bit. Now I'm going to bring the width down to about 5/16 or so. Stop and shorten the boss area. Work that with the flat knife. back in shape a little bit. One heat in. Now the reason I didn't work the boss area with those fullering dies is those fullering dies are mainly expanding this direction. I don't want to do that with the boss area. I want it to go height-wise as much as I can. Made a mark 1 inch from the start of my boss. Now I'm going to isolate that area and draw the remainder out for the reins. Alright, using a 4-pound hammer on the far side of my anvil, I'm going to isolate that. We've brought that down to about a 1/2 inch height right there. The remainder we'll draw out for our reins. Keep in mind you need to leave plenty of material for your boss. You want plenty of metal around your rivet. We are now going to work this rein down to about 3/8 height and 5/16 thickness. Two heats in on drawing out the reins. I'll heat it one more time and break the corner. Alright, under a low heat, now we're breaking the corner. That should be the completed range. Our next step is to take this cube that we left on the end and we're going to flatten it out. I'm going to go a little over 1 inch wide and going for about 1.5 inches long. Flatten out our jaw material. Okay, we've brought that down to about 3/16 thick by 1 1/8 by about 1 7/8 long. That should do. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. I've made some dies from my power hammer to make combination jaws on both jaw tongs. Let's see how they work. I don't know how well we can see it while it's hot, but it makes a beautiful jaw for holding materials both directions. And we're going to round out the boss just a little bit. This also provides a little more offset. Very nice. Now we'll start bending the gooseneck. This first bend, we're going to go a little more than 45. A bend angle is not critical as long as both blanks match somewhat. The second bend will be a little over 45 as well. So our combined angle should be well over 90. Once you get them both bent like this, you need to play with them until you get them both pretty much the same. This next bend is a little more difficult because it's very easy to unbend some of your previous bends by putting in this bend. May have to work it back and forth a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and put our offset and our reins. Very nice. Set of miniature tongs. We're going to go ahead and put our maker's mark on it. And we'll stamp it with the year and the size as well. I think we're going to make these 5/8. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and punch them. I enjoy punching on this small anvil because it's only got a 9/16 Prichel hole. Get over your Prichel. Go for the center of the shiny spot. All thumbs here. There we go. Okay, now we've riveted these with a 5/16 rivet. I've also wire wheeled them a little bit off camera. I didn't figure you needed to see that. Now I'm going to heat them up, get them where I can move them again, and we're going to give them a dip. Some used motor oil. I guess every time I finish a project like this, I wish I had taken more time and done things a little differently, but I guess we got to keep in mind what this is. This is just a pair of tongs for holding materials to make something else. I'm very pleased with the way these combination jaws turn out. And I'm glad you could join me. Please like, subscribe, and share.